Caretta Research Project has been protecting Georgia's sea turtles since 1973. Based in Savannah, the program's mission is to ensure the long-term protection and full recovery of the Northwest Atlantic loggerhead population and the ecological roles that it plays through research, conservation, and education. Kris Williams Carroll is the organization's executive director. Kristen Zemaitis is the agency's biologist and education, communications, and PR coordinator. Wow, you have a lot of titles. They join us now with more. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, first off, let's talk about the project, which is more than 50 years old now. How it started and why?
Well, it started in 1973. The Savannah Science Museum started it. It was Jerry Williamson and Charlie Milmine who began the project out on Wausau National Wildlife Refuge. This is the 54th year of conservation out there.
Yeah.
And it's a collaborative project with the Science Museum, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the Wausau Island LLC.
So why Wausau Island?
It started because there were family interests out at Wausau Island from Charlie Milmine's family has interests out at Wausau National Wildlife Refuge, and they knew that the sea turtles were nesting out there throughout the summers, so it just seemed like a logical fit, a perfect fit.
We were talking during the break on the impact that you have had over these past 50 plus years. Let's just give us just a little bit of what you've done.
Yeah, so we've protected over 6,400 individual sea turtle nests on Wausau.
Wow.
And that has produced 440,000 individual hatchlings that have made it into the ocean. In addition, we've worked with over 2,000 volunteers. We've identified over 2,000 individual turtles that are nesting. And we work with over 1,000 individuals in our community every single year. And that stems from volunteers on the island, educators, students, donors, volunteers, everyone who's working with the Sea Turtle Project.
And more than 3,700 people from all 50 states and 6 countries to boot.
Yes.
Yes.
So I can imagine this has grown tremendously over the past several years. We were talking earlier just about what I'm trying to find in my notes, eco-vacations. You established one of the nation's first eco-vacations. What is that and why is that important?
Well, it started out through the Science Museum when they first brought the first crews out to protect the turtles and to just start researching the turtles. It started with the Savannah Science Museum Herpetology Club. And then they started charging people a fee to come out for full weekly sessions and stay on the island. And they work side by side with biologists throughout the summer, and they learn all about conservation and sea turtle biology, and they get a hands-on experience with sea turtles, which really just makes them ambassadors for sea turtle conservation. Once they have that stake in the game, really, they see what they go through and what it takes to conserve a threatened species.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, because when you talk about sea turtles, you compare them to historical landmarks that need to be preserved.
Yeah, turtles have been around for millions of years, and I think the really important thing that we're doing here is continuing their legacy and preserving them.
Yeah. So we're taking a look at some of the pictures that you sent to us this morning. Now, this is one of the loggerheads on the beach?
It is. It's satellite tagged, yes.
Okay.
This is another nesting female. Several of these, so you can see a tag on her flipper there.
Yeah.
These individuals are all tagged. That's something that we do every single night while we're out there on the beach. And that allows us to identify who the individual is, how long she's been nesting, how many nests she's laid, and how many individual hatchlings she's produced. Some of our turtles have been nesting since the 80s.
So basically, you're trying to bolster this population because they are
endangered.
Endangered.
Yeah.
Threatened, yep.
So here's a look at some of the volunteers on the oh, that is a beautiful picture.
Yes, lots of sunrises and sunsets.
So I know that a lot of people who may be watching right now may wonder, how can ordinary people get involved? How can we help?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Anybody can come volunteer with us. We teach you everything you need to know. We're out there for 17 weeks of the summer with 2 biologists and 6 volunteers every single week. Our youngest volunteer is 14. Our oldest volunteer is 82.
Wow.
Someone's trying to beat that record right now.
Okay. A couple people.
And aside from that, if you can't come volunteer or just don't want to do it because of the heat and the bugs, you can recycle, reduce, reuse. We have an Earth Day celebration coming up today. We'll be there in the park later this afternoon. You can fill in your holes on the beach. You can tear down your sandcastles. You can keep your dogs on a leash and watch out for turtle eggs and hatchlings. There's lots that everybody can do to help.
You can leave your lights off at night when you're on the beach.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And we can also, we're always looking for volunteer boat captains to transport crews every Saturday over to Wausau Island from Delgall or Landings Harbor.
Okay.
So.
And you have a big fundraiser. This is something that everyone can take part in that's coming up on April 30th. Tell us about that.
It is at Savannah Yacht Club. We're celebrating 54 years of sea turtle conservation. We have tickets on sale now. There are sponsorship opportunities. We have live music, excellent food, and a really fun silent auction with lots of trips donated, like local eco trips, food,
Awesome art.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of local artists.
And beautiful scenery, right?
Yes.
Beautiful scenery. We're going to be
yes.
on the Wilmington River at the Savannah Yacht Club. Every single ticket purchase, every donation to the auction, every sponsorship goes directly towards sea turtle conservation.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And here's the information on your screen. A night on the river to benefit the Caretta Research Project is next Thursday, April 30th from 6:30 until 9:30 p.m. at the Savannah Yacht Club. That's at 730 Bradley Point Road. You can find more information and see this interview again anytime by visiting our website, wsav.com/community corner. Kris, thank you.
Thank you so much.
for
We appreciate it.